Hello, this is Rick Saltarelli with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners with this week's segment of Beyond Your Front Door. And today I have a very special guest with me. I have Hortensia from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Hortensia, thank you for being with us today.
Hey, thanks, Rick. Thanks for inviting us beyond your front door. And St. Lucia is that kind of destination.
Yes, it is. I'm so pleased to have you here today because I love talking about destinations, and St. Lucia is one of the most beautiful places in the world.
It
And we want
is.
people to know that so they start planning to go there.
Yes, definitely. It's one of those destinations that are still very safe to go to. We are very accessible for whatever information people may need at this point. So, yeah, definitely send all your clients to us. We love it.
Yes. And so let's talk about you for a brief moment. How long have you been in the travel industry, and what has your journey been like to get to where you are today?
It have been 20 years plus. One day when I had to write it down, it was unbelievable to me because they always say if you do something that you really love, you don't work one day in your life. And though sometimes it does seem like work because we work long hours, but the 20 years have gone by so fast. I can't believe it. I'm now dating myself, which is not a good thing.
That's okay. You're still younger than me.
Young at heart.
And because you work for the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, you really are a destination expert, aren't you?
I am. I am. Um, I have. I mean, I was actually born on the island. I was born on the island. I grew up to the age of 14, and I moved back for about 6 years to the island, and then I came back just to take this position. Nobody calculate those years, please. I came back just to take this position, and I really have a passion for the island's people, and I live here. I choose to actually live in the United States so that I could really push and create that love for my island, so people could see that and they would want to go. So I am here. I choose to live in the United States so I could market the island to our visitors.
Well, that's
And that's
awesome.
right.
Yes, you do have passion for it. And getting to St. Lucia is by airplane, really. There are two airports, but predominantly all the international flights only come into one airport. Is that correct?
To the Southern Airport, Southern Hiranora Airport. And we have some great airlift at the moment. We have nonstop flights we have American out of Miami. We have JetBlue out of JFK. We have Delta with nonstop flights out of Atlanta. And once the season starts up again, you'll see Delta out of Newark, New Jersey, and out of Chicago. So we now have more airlift than we have ever had before.
And I will say from my experience in sending clients to St. Lucia that the flights arrive at a real decent time. And that's important for clients because we don't want people landing late at night and then having to transfer to their resort. So they're going to get there a little after lunch, kind of midday, and they're still going
Mhm.
to their resort while the sun is in the sky.
Well, the sun is still up. So you could have a Mai Tai in your hand or a St. Lucia rum punch in your hand by 3 o'clock laying on the beach for most of our flights. And the transfers are pretty easy. It's about an hour to the furthest hotel in the north. Um, Consider it your first tour of the island, heading up from the Hiranora Airport to the Castries area and further to the north. Your clients also have the opportunity of doing our helicopter service, which is available, right? They could hop on the helicopter and in 12 minutes, they're in the Northern Airport. From the Northern Airport, George Charles Airport, to the furthest point is about 20 minutes. So they're there pretty fast. I
And
say that the tour is the ride is such a great ride. You could do one way on the helicopter and one way back, actually taking a tour of the island.
I agree. That's what I do with most of my clients is I convince them to take the helicopter when they land
Mhm.
because what a great island to see from the sky. Just is so
It is.
beautiful. And to see it on a beautiful, clear day from the sky is awesome. And the helicopter will not fly. if we're weather.
Definitely. And of course, you get to see the mountains and the lushness of the island. I create a frenzy when people come to the island or when I have the time to advise them where to sit on the plane. I tell everybody to sit on the left side of the plane. So if you see everybody sitting on the left side of the plane, that's my fault. I say, let those mountains, those majestic peaks, really welcome you to the island. And when you fly into St. Lucia, that's what you see on the left side of the plane.
Yes. So let's talk about St. Lucia, because I know I've said two or three times it is so beautiful. What would you say to guests that have never been there before? This is you putting on your tourism authority hat.
Like you said, it's pretty easy to get to at this point with all our nonstop service from major airports. You come to the island, there's a lot to do. One of the advantages of the island is the island's people. They're really warm, welcoming, and they welcome you to the island. We have a lot of activities on St. Lucia we have created so the guests and the locals could get together and really learn about each other's culture. We have some unique things on the island which are must-dos. For your adventurous people, climb the Pito Mountains. That's available. Trek through our 19,000 acre rainforest for the adventure lovers. For people that want a little subdue, lie down, enjoy some of our beautiful beaches. One of the things that I love to do is to go down to the driving volcano and go to that hot springs. We have created baths where you could actually not just splash a little mud on, but literally soak in. I would say give it 30 minutes and actually see those years just spill out of your face. People say once you get there, you look 10 years younger. You really don't want to know how old I am, right? I've been hanging out at the Sulphur Springs. So that's some of the things that you could do. You could go zip lining, scuba diving, snorkeling. There's just so much to do on the island. One of my other favorite activities is just laying on one of our beaches and playing dead, because people just want to lay back, relax, and totally unwind and get away from the hustle and bustle of what they used to.
Sure. And the beaches are really beautiful. And I will say that maybe all of the resorts, if not just maybe most of the resorts, they are on the west side of the island. So they're facing the Caribbean Sea. They're not facing
Right.
the Atlantic Ocean.
Mhm.
So warm water, beautiful sunsets, and just a great place to go.
A great place to go. And some of them have the unique black sand beach that you don't get everywhere. In St. Lucia, in the southern part of the island, you see a little of that.
And so I would like you to talk about something that I think is very, very unique. I do have people that ask me about this, and that is the Friday night fish fry.
Oh, yes. And when I'm on St. Lucia, I try to do both the fish fry and what we call our street party. So the fish fry is being held at Ancillary, which is about 30 minutes away from the city. And it's a nice hangout spot to do after work on a Friday night, like happy hour. So people start to get there by 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. If you get there early enough, you could actually see the fishermen bringing in that fresh fish. And the ladies are waiting to, the fishermen will clean it up and the ladies are ready to put it on the grill. They put just, if you want to go fish fry, more seafood lovers. You wouldn't get any steak or chicken there, mainly for seafood lovers. But I get excited when I get to St. Lucia. So I do the fish fry in that ancillary village. And about 10 o'clock at night, I get a break, go home, shower, clean up. And about 10 o'clock at night, the street party in Grosley in the north actually start, getting exciting. And that's one of the places that our locals and our guests could really get together. It's a small fishing village also. And they put they close up the entire village. So the village people actually get involved. It happens every Friday except Good Friday. And you could actually go in and party. They put some big speakers, loud music. Every kind of music you could think of is played there. It's a great place to come down, let down your hair, and really party with us.
And so it's a great combination of a little bit of beach party, a little bit of street party, but what a chance to meet the locals in their own environment and be able to chat to people and enjoy some of the great local tastes.
And the locals, sometimes we get some of them that are very entertaining. So visitors, it's a sight to see. They're there every Friday, and they're the usual spectators. I mean, the usual people, and they come in and just entertain the guests and party with them. Remember, one of the advantages of the island is the island friendly people. Very warm, very welcoming, not obnoxious at all. They just want to make sure they make you feel at home.
Well, that's great to know. And so I know you've already told us you were raised there. So do you have a favorite area or a favorite activity that you would say to somebody, you just really have to do this when you leave your resort? You have to go and do this while you're there.
Well, other than the sulfur springs that I mentioned, I also like to go to Pigeon Island, right? Hang out on the beach. There's a beach right there that you could hang out. And there's an old fort from the war of the French and the British. You could literally climb the fort and you get a great scenery of the entire Grosley Rodney Bay area, which is fantastic.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to put that forward on my list for the next time I go to St. Lucia.
Yep. A lot of history in that in Pigeon Island. A lot of history. It's the home of our jazz festival too, where we keep the jazz festival every May. So that used to be it.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned the Jazz Festival because you have other festivals as well, do you not?
Yes, we do the jazz festival in May. We do our carnival festival where we celebrate our culture, our music, the spirit of St. Lucia. We jump in those beautiful costumes and stuff. And that happens in July, usually the third Monday and Tuesday of July. We do our chocolate fest in August. We also do our Creole Fest in October, which is going on as we speak. If you get to the island, everybody, it's all about the food and that Creole material that everybody wears. Before, there used to be a normal St. Lucia Creole Fest dressed. Now the young people are taking it how many steps, how many other levels where they are creating new hats and earrings and shoes and short pants and making their business suit into that Creole material. My grandmother will probably be like, that's not a Creole outfit, but they're taking it to a next level and bringing it in today's world, which is fantastic. It's a great time to be on island if you want to celebrate the culture and the food, the local food, the real Creole food of St. Lucia.
And the beauty of those festivals is that it's good for all ages.
It's good for all ages. We welcome everybody to join our festivals.
Sure. And so I have a final question for you. It's kind of a dangerous one to ask somebody,
Ooh.
the tourism authority, because it's about the resorts that are there. So if you don't want to mention brands, that's fine. But the island has so many beautiful resorts and resort companies. Do you have any favorite, if you don't want to mention brands, favorite areas, but do you have any favorites on the island that you would
Um,
recommend?
like you say, I mean, for a small island for St. Lucia, we do have a wide variety of accommodation, whether it's the little boutique hotel, the villas, our resorts with only three walls. All right. Absolutely amazing. Me personally, if I there's a little place in the north that I stay in only because I love the Rodney Bay area. You could just walk around. You don't need, and everything is there. The music, the dancing, the partying, the clubs, very few, but they're there. The nightlife, everything is there. But if I just wanted to settle a little and just be remotely away from everybody, I would definitely choose to stay in the area of Soufriere, which is also very quiet, very tropical. The people there are even more friendly than the people in the north, if I may say so. I'm from the north, so I could say so. But I would go to the north in one of our unique properties, and most of the more unique properties are located in the north. I definitely don't want to mention any brand hotel. You're right.
I understand. Well, I can be neutral as well because all of the resorts are beautiful. And
They are.
I'd be happy to share that with anybody that calls me up. So my name is Rick Saltarelli. I'm with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners, the place where we help create lifelong lasting memories. And I've been talking today with Hortensia, and she is from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. She is one of the sales managers based in the United States, but she is the expert on St. Lucia. And I'm actually going to invite you to visit her website if you want. So why don't you share that with us?
Definitely. For more information, and like you said, I didn't want to mention the resorts, but they're all located on our website. Go to www.stlucia.org, and all that information is on there for you, where to visit. You could even do a virtual tour of some of our properties. All our properties and the websites are located in there. But of course, Rick, if they're interested in any of those properties, they could definitely call you, and you could definitely plan that trip to St. Lucia for them. Pretty easy. You leave it in the hands of an expert, especially if everything that's happening now, you want your booking to be in the hands of an expert. So if anything goes wrong, you're not dealing with a computer, you're dealing with a person with a heart.
Yes, and thank you for sharing that with us. We love our partnership with great tourism authorities like the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, and we value our relationship with Hortensia. So thank you for
Thank you.
time out of your day to be with us today, and we'll look forward to having you back again another day.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.